Yeah, your team.
Oh, yes.
Over there, yeah.
I've got an IT guy.
Well, it's my wife. She knows how to do everything.
Yes.
I don't know how to do anything when it comes to computers. But
We all
anyway.
know the animal farm you run there at the household, so we appreciate it, man. And the work that your wife does as well.
Yes.
But just again, your thoughts on the conference finals, both last night and setting up tonight's game one between the Habs and Hurricanes.
Well, the quick thoughts is I think Colorado got surprised, didn't realize how good Vegas was playing. Secondly, Makar makes quite a difference, especially when you don't have the lead. I mean, he's the guy that drives the offense defensively. He's the best in the league at the joining the rush. So, I mean, if he's out for any length of time, and I really believe that he could be, because when Bednar said the other day, he said he's going to be back for the series. He didn't say game 2 or game 7. It doesn't. So, he was just trying to put it out there that he could be back at some point. So I think he's a big miss for Colorado. Goaltending on Colorado's side, even though it wasn't terrible, I just don't know if they're going to be able to get that big save when they need it at the right time. Carter Hart is providing it in Vegas. I think it's going to be a lot longer, tougher series than Colorado originally thought it would be.
And Habs tonight, I mean, is this a series in which the clock strikes midnight? Or, I mean, these are two teams that enter this conference final taking two different paths. Obviously, the Hurricanes remain undefeated, 2 sweeps. Habs taking it to the limit against the Sabres and Lightning. But your thoughts on game one tonight?
Well, I think last night's game in Vegas was a great. If I'm Brindamore, I'm going, you seen what happened last night? Mm-hmm. And listen, we can't allow that to happen to us. If we're not ready, we're not going to win. And I think I've been through this situation a couple times in the playoffs. And when a team comes off a game 7 win and you've been sitting, you end up dipping your toe in the water, and you're playing game 1 mode. Montreal's already in game 7 mode. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Montreal comes out and wins game 1 and gets Carolina going, oh, wow, what's happened? What just happened here? I think Carolina's the better team, but the Canadiens somehow have this mystique about them. I mean, in '93 when they won 10 overtime games or something, I never count them out, even though Carolina's the better team and should win and are playing great and all things went well. Freddie Anderson wasn't overexposed. He didn't have too much work. He got a lot of rest. So, I mean, but I never count out the Canadiens when it comes to winning cups at this point in time of the year.
Bruce, you offer a unique perspective on the Oiler coaching situation that very few others can weigh in with. But when you watch what's happening with Bruce Cassidy in Vegas to this point saying, no, you don't have permission to speak to Edmonton or anyone else for that matter, and then see what's playing out. First of all, your take on what's happened there, and then based on a follow-up, I want to ask you about the process of interviewing for jobs like this.
Well, I think, first of all, it's obviously it's out there. These things very rarely get publicized, whether you've got permission or you don't have permission. But at the same time, I think it's all going to take care of itself. I think it's been blown out. I know Bruce has talked to Kelly McCrimmon and George McPhee, and they've explained their process of what's going on. And and Bruce hasn't come out publicly and said anything. He's going to get a job in the NHL coaching next year. I don't know what team it's going to be, but he's going to be coaching in the NHL next year. So he doesn't. It's not a rush thing because they're going to wait for Bruce to be available. They're going to and Vegas will eventually make him available one way or the other. Or the league will, I think, step in and say, hey, you can't do that. Either let him work for you or let him go. But I do think that it'll all taken care of. And it's just right now it's big news. But nobody's been hired yet because I think people are waiting for Bruce to see what's going on with Bruce Cassidy.
You've been in a number of interviews, Bruce. I'm curious as to how these things unfold. Is it the coach getting interviewed by management, ownership, or is a lot of these where a guy like you would be interviewing the team and trying to dig in on their philosophy?
No, I mean, if in my situations anyway, like I mean, in Minnesota, I was called up in Washington from their farm club, so there was no real interview there. They just knew they wanted somebody midterm. Bob Murray, who I played with and I knew when I went to Anaheim, he phoned me over the phone, said, "You want to coach?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Okay." There was really no like, "Hey, how do you play?" He knew how I played. We just finished playing Anaheim the week before, and so he knew exactly what my philosophy and everything else was. It was different when I got let go in Anaheim, and Chuck Fletcher interviewed me. Him and Brent Flair, as assistant GM, came down. We talked for about 3.5 hours on philosophy and everything else. We didn't talk about the makeup of the team or what do you like this team? I sort of just said, this is the way I approach the game. This is the way I approach this is what I want done. And they liked it as did Vancouver when I talked to them. It was a very short conversation, but I just came in. But sometimes it's a long drawn out thing where you have to make a presentation and everything else. That just hasn't happened to me before. And I don't think it would happen to a guy like Bruce Cassidy. They're coming in and they're saying, "Hey, we've watched you for 10 years, coach. This is we know what you do. Here's how would you handle X player and this player," and then go from there. But I think when they ask Bruce Cassidy or Craig Berube, they already know the guys well enough on how they coach. So it's not going to be a big deal with the interview. They know if they want them or if they don't want them.
Bruce Boudreau joining us this morning. He's your GS Construction Hockey Insider and Analyst, and you are still on our top 10. We do a weekly rankings of power once a week in terms of coaches that might. I mean, you said if the phone rings, right? I mean, you're not taking yourself out of the running yet, but
I got my phone with me right now. If you're going to give me a call, give me a call.
There you go. I know Dreger reported yesterday that he talked to Babcock regarding it, because I know that's a name that's been floated around here in the market. Babcock responded with, and I quote, "Dregs, I'm retired and loving it." So we'll see. But I wanted to get your thoughts, Bruce. We had a local writer yesterday for the Edmonton Journal, Jerry Montajong, put out a piece, and the headline just reads as this, and just your thoughts on the headline and from a coach's point of view as well in terms of the captains you've had. It goes, "McDavid is everything to the Edmonton Oilers, ... except a good captain." Your thoughts on that and just maybe some of the captains you've worked with in your coaching career?
Well, to me, I would be pretty ticked off. I mean, unless this guy is in the dressing room every day and knows what a good captain is. I mean, a good captain is a leader and do as I do. And I think he's demanding but he should be. And he's told the team that I want to win. And just think about it. He could have signed for $17 million for X amount of years. So how many millions of dollars he left on the table. So to me, Connor McDavid is a guy just like Sidney Crosby, like the Nathan McKinnons. You follow him. He's your leader. Nobody else, to me, is the leader on that team. Now, if he left that team, then, I mean, Draisaitl is the obvious choice. But, I mean, I think that I think Connor McDavid is the captain, and he is a good captain. And he is, he wears his heart on his sleeve. So I don't understand where that writer was coming from unless he knows something that we don't know, or if he just wants to make headlines. And I've seen reporters that just want to make headlines. So, I mean, it's I'm not buying it. Connor McDavid is everything. That's like saying Wayne Gretzky wasn't a good captain. Like, come on, you get out of here. That's a dumb comment by him. I mean, in my mind.
What about captains you've coached over the years? I mean, who kind of stands out to you in terms of?
Well, I think the best captain I had was Ryan Getzlaf because of his communication with me. We would talk every day. I mean, if there was times when he'd say, "Hey, stay out of the room today, Bruce. I'm going to talk to these guys," and he'd stay in. And he says, he'd come in and say, you better give these guys crap because I can't do it. I'm playing like crap, so they're not going to listen to me if I'm playing as bad and ask them to do the right things. So, I mean, I thought he was really good. Alex, I made Alex Ovechkin captain when I had him, and he was just the leader on the ice, and he was the best player. But like off the ice, when guys are needed the meetings and that, Mike Knuble was in charge of all of that. But Alex was the guy, and make no mistake about it, and he still is on that team. So, I mean, those were two really good captains. Now, Alex has grown into, don't forget, I had him very young.
Yeah.
He's grown into the other portion of the role where he didn't need an older veteran, well, nobody's older, to do the off-ice stuff, to hold the meetings, to do all of these things. But, I mean, those were two great captains. Mikko Koivu was a very quiet guy, but he just led through his hard work and his effort. And if you didn't work as hard as him, he'd get ticked off and he'd let you know it. But that's what leadership is. You know, I mean, leadership isn't, hey, let's go have a few drinks and have some more fun. Leadership is about, we want to win, let's do it the right way.
I would get behind that type of leadership, though.
Bruce, there is an appeal to the idea of let's go for drinks.
You'd be my captain. Let's get to the good stuff here. And somebody wants in the nasty chat over on YouTube, ask Bruce about Brock Lesnar. We have you on once every 2 weeks. Did you catch Backlash and your thoughts? The state of the WWE from Bruce Boudreau this week.
Well, the Brock Lesnar thing, I'm still pissed off. Sorry, boys. Like, I mean, he shouldn't lose in 5 minutes to Obafemi. There's just no chance, man. He is the meanest dude going. And but I understand the whole wrestling thing where you're trying to build a guy up. Okay, I didn't see a lot of Backlash. I was actually on the road working, but I think after WrestleMania it takes a hit. Like, and I hate it when they go over to Italy and Saudi Arabia and all of these things because it sort of loses a little bit of its oomph here. But I mean, I would hope that Brock Lesnar, even though he threw his boots and everything there, that, I mean, he makes a surprise visit. That's all he does once a year, but he's pretty cool when he beats 22 people up. I like that.
Bruce, we appreciate your time this morning. Thanks to you, and thanks to your wonderful wife as well.
Yes.
Pass that along, please. It takes a team, so.
It always does, and good luck with the Oilers finding their coach, and don't, you know, whether you agree or disagree, Connor McDavid is the best leader for that team.
And keep your phone on, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
Bruce Boudreau,
Yeah.
there, your GS Construction Hockey Insider and Analyst this morning.